Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I will be showing you how to create this mini unicorn design. I'll be making this one in the tutorial today. They're the exact same pattern, so you can make it in any color that you would like. So I'll also show you how to do the horn in this, so don't worry, I will show you how to do the horn. So that's what we're doing today. I will have a stitch count, so I'll have a band count for you. I won't have the main band count, this part, due to, however, it's customizable, so there's no really band count. It depends on how short or how long you want it. I'll just tell you how to do it, and then you can use the amount of bands that you would like. So yeah, that is what we're doing. I will also have the pattern in the corner, as I have taken my time to write out a pattern for this one. So I hope you enjoy, and now you can get on to the things you'll need, and also the band count. Everything will be linked in the description down, not linked, but it'll be in the description box down below, so you can have a look at the band count, you can have a look at the full pattern will be in there as well, and you can also find the beginner's Loomigurumi tutorial that is linked in the description box down below. So, now that's been all said, you can get on to the band count and the things you'll be needing. So, today, as you know, I will be making this in the tutorial. So, what you'll need for those colours wise is I use the black bands by RainbowLoom. I get all my bands from the RainbowLoom website. So I used black for the mane and the hooves, and for the hooves it is 44 bands for the hooves, and 50 if you do the same colour hooves as the horn. So if you're doing a horn, a unicorn, the hooves and horn together is 50 bands. And then the whole body colour, now if you're using two different colours, it won't use as many bands, but it is a lot heavier bands than you think it would be. It is 370 for the body, and that's due to a lot of use of bands. It's not obviously as many bands as you would use for my other unicorn design. The other one takes a lot more bands, so that was kind of the main priority in this design, was so that people can make it even with not as many bands. So this will not take a full pack. You'll still have 200 or so left of your bands if you do use a full pack. And yeah, so I do show you how to do the spots roughly. You kind of just do it wherever you'd like. You do a white wherever you want a white. And yeah, so saying that, you'll need your white bands from the RainbowLoom website. And I also just used the grey from the RainbowLoom website as well. Now, some other things that you'll be needing, you'll need 8mm sized safety eyes, which is what I used, and you'll need your backings of course for them as well. You can also use 9mm, that would look nice too, but any bigger or any smaller would look kind of weird. Okay, so safety eyes, you'll need your hook. I use the RainbowLoom hook. You can also use a crochet hook, they work just as well. You'll need a toothpick just to poke stuffing back in, but yeah, toothpick. And you will definitely be needing your scissors today, even if you're not doing safety eyes, because you will be cutting the ends of the loops on the hair, otherwise it looks a little bit too crazy. And yeah, now I will let you get on to the tutorial. I hope you enjoy. That's everything that you'll be needing. And of course, you'll need a a C-clip. And as I said, I will have the corner, in the corner of each one, I will have a pattern. Alright, let's get started. So the pattern in the corner, so you can take a screenshot of that if you'd like. And we're going to start off by making the legs. So I've already made 3. I will show you obviously how to make one, and then you'll pause the video and make them yourself, and then come back to make the next portion of the video. Cool. Okay, let's get started. So the legs, we need to make 4 of them in total, and we're going to start off with our hoof colour. And we're going to do a magic ring of 5 stitches. So wrap your band around twice to create 3 loops on your hook, like so. Grab a band and pull it through. Reclaim and then pull through itself, like so. Go back in to the 3 loops. As it says, we're doing a magic ring of 5, so pull through, 1, 2, and now we just need to make 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you are not familiar with Loomigurumi or anything to do with RainbowLoom, or you don't even know what I'm doing right now, definitely go check out my basics for Loomigurumi. That should help you out. I'll link it in the description box down below, and if you can't find it in the description box, then it will be on my YouTube channel. Okay, grab your C-clip and we're going to climb onto the band that's on your hook. Now we're going to go into the first chain, still with our hoof color, and the next row, row 1, is single crochet, increase, and you should have 6 stitches at the end of this round, and still in hoof color. So, single crochet, and then a increase. If you don't know how to do an increase, it's 2 single crochets into the same chain. So 2 single crochets in the same chain, and then after, so you do you do single crochet, increase, and now it's 2 more single crochets. 1 and 2. Reclaim your C-clip onto the band that's on your hook, and you should have 6 stitches at this point. And it kind of looks like a ball. We will shape it up a little bit later, but count your stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if this band is a little bit too large or looped and stretched, just pull the band behind it to loosen that stitch up so you don't have a hole. Okay, so now we're going to go to the first chain. We don't need our hoof color anymore. We're now doing our body color. And we're going to start with row 2, and we're going to do single crochet, and then decrease, and then single crochet. So single crochet in the first one, but it's actually going to be a slip stitch, so we are changing colors. Okay, so that's single crochet, another single crochet with our gray at the moment. We're not doing any spots yet, and then it's a decrease, and then it is another single crochet and a single crochet. Again, if you don't know what any of these terms mean, make sure to check out my Loomigurumi basics tutorial. So you can kind of push up the hoof now. And now we're going to start adding spots. So we've done all of the increasing and decreasing. Now we're going to be doing 4 rows of single crochet. And I lost a C-clip. So, as it says on the pattern here, it says row 3 to 6, 4 single crochet rounds and 5 stitches at the end of this round. So right now you should have 5 stitches at the end of row 2. So let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now we're going to add some color. Now this doesn't say on the pattern due to that one not being with the color spots. This is just because I wanted spots, but we're going to start off in the first chain, and we're just going to do a regular stitch. Don't do a slip stitch, and it's just a regular single crochet stitch. And these are all single crochet rounds. You need to do 4. So before I continue on, if you're not doing any spots, just pause the video here. You can do 4 rows of single crochet, or you can do the single crochet rounds with me. I'll be doing all the single crochet rounds on camera due to the spots. So if you are doing spots, continue watching so then you can get all how to do the spots on the legs. Now you can do spots wherever you'd like. You can put a white band wherever you like, but there's a sort of pattern that you want to go by. So the kind of pattern is you can put the spot wherever you like. So we did a spot in the first stitch. We're going to do a gray in the next stitch. And then another spot here. And then single crochet in the last 2 chains with just gray. So that was a whole single crochet round in the 5 stitches. You can kind of round out the little hoof at the end. Okay. Take the C-clip out, reclaim back onto the band that's on your hook, and you can kind of pull out the stitch a bit because the C-clip tends to pull out the stitch. Now getting on the first chain, and I'm going to do a white, and then another grey in the next chain, so just a grey, and then a grey in this chain, and we're going to go grey all the way around till we hit the C-clip. So that's 2 rounds of single crochet. Should still have 5 stitches. And now that we've done our 2 rows with our spots, so every 2 rows I like to do just a full row of grey. So every stitch here is a row of grey. So that's the kind of base pattern that you want to go by. So you can do your spots wherever you like. You can start in the increasing into so you can start with the first row of grey. You can do a couple white in that row if you'd like. It's completely up to you. So you can do all the legs different, or you can do the legs the exact same pattern. But yeah, all up to you. And then we have one more row of single crochet to do. So you can put the white wherever you'd like. You can make the spots bigger, smaller. You can also do slip stitches if you'd like to do that to make the colour change neater if you don't like the little end of the band, but I like that. It gives it extra spots. So now I'm going to go on the first chain. I'm going to do a grey. This is the last row. And the next chain I'm going to do a white, and then another white, and then the rest I'm just going to do grey. And then the last chain, which has the C-clip in it, you want to pull through everything and then do a loose-ish slip knot. So don't actually do it that tight, do it a little looser, like so, okay? Because we'll be attaching them onto the body and we don't want tight slip knots. Take the C-clip off. Okay, now we have this side. You want to go directly to the other side, and we're going to take these 2 stitches on the side. Sorry, not those 2. I want to go to this side and do the stitches there. You can put up the slip knot on the other side in a sec. Okay, I'm done. That is okay. So make sure they're tight enough so that they don't come undone, of course. So yeah, there is your leg. You don't need any stuffing in there, otherwise it'll just kind of come out the holes, and you don't want that. So if you have any really big holes, you just want to pull the band underneath it. So wherever that band is attached to, so there's a hole right here, wherever that is attached to, so right here, you'd pull the little band underneath. And underneath here, it'll tighten up the hole. Okay, and now, as I said before, you want to make these, make 4 of them, so come back after you've done 4 of them, and now we can move on to the ears. So, I've already made an ear off camera, and this is how to make the ears. So, it says watch tutorial in the ears for the pattern because it's a little hard to explain in a pattern, but here's what the ear will look like in the end. It's pretty tiny and cute. So, we're going to grab our first band, and we're going to do, my ears are going to be the body colour, so you're doing the ears in your body colour, or whatever colour you'd like. I'm going to wrap a band around twice to create 3 loops on your hook. Take a band and pull through the 3 loops. Sorry if you can hear birds, I've got the window open. Pull through, so you have 1 band like this. Okay, go back in to the magic ring. Pull through a second band. And the next part is where it gets a little different. So we have 2, counting the one that's on your hook. 1, 2, okay. Go back in, and this time we're going to grab a band. We're going to double loop it. So I like to double loop it on my hook. So you wrap it around once on your hook. Hold it and pull, like so. And then pull that through the magic ring, as if it was just a regular single crochet stitch, which it is, but with a double looped band. Okay, and then pull through. Now that'll be the kind of tip of your ear. Now you want to go back in and do 2 more single crochet in the magic ring. 1 and 2. Okay, so now it's not quite there yet, so now I'm going to go back in 1 more time. I'm going to do a slip knot through everything. Like so. Okay, don't do it up too tight. And then you can kind of fiddle around with it. It'll kind of close itself, kind of move the stitches around, make it look like a ear. Okay, and now to do the other slip knot, you want to go into this little loop here and then into the cap band. Okay, and then pull through. And then do a loose slip knot as we've been doing for all of them. Okay, now make another one. And you should have 2 ears. You can kind of spread the stitches out a little bit, pull them out, so it makes an ear. And these are super easy to attach, same as the legs. Okay, so now you should have all of your legs and your ears. And now I'm going to show you how to make the horn. Now I won't be using a horn in this, but if you want to make the horn, here is like the how to make it. So if you are making a unicorn, obviously you would like to know how to make the horn. So the horn here is, this is the pattern. Sorry about the bad cutout, I was rushing, but you can still read it. So the horn, you only need to make 1, of course, and you won't be needing a C-clip for this, but I just grabbed a random little thing of bands because I won't be needing a horn for mine, of course. So we're going to start off with a wrap band here 4 times around. So 1. So I like to wrap it around once, and then I grab both loops and wrap them around. So you should have 4 loops on your hook. Okay. Then we're going to do a single double looped band, pull through, single double loop band, and I'm going to pull this through. Can be a little bit tricky. Pull through and then reclaim. We're going to do another double looped single band, pull through, like so. Okay, and then we're going to take a 2 bands, double 2 bands, double loop together, pull single band through, and then put to side. So we're going to pull, double loop this together, like so, pull through, like that, and then pull a single band through, and then you can put this to the side. If you're worried about it coming apart, you can grab each side of the slip knot, sorry, not slip knot, each side of the band, single band that you pull through. You can just do a loose slip knot if you're scared of it coming apart. But that is how you make the little horn. So if you're making a unicorn, that is how you do it. And now we can get on to making the head, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we can get on to making the head. So you can put that to side along with your legs and ears, and now you can start making the head. Alright, so let's get started on the head now. So to make the head, we're going to be doing a couple spots in mine, of course. So head, whoa. We're going to start off with a magic ring of 5, and just be annoying and put it right in the corner. Okay, so grab a single band. I'm going to be using grey as that is my body colour, and I'm going to do a magic ring of 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, wiggle the stitches around, make sure they are even, grab your C-clip and clamp onto the bounce on your hook. Go into the first chain, and we're going to start off by doing a single crochet increase all the way around, which that is what that stands for, which I have in my abbreviations at the start. Jeez. I can't pick up the band without moving it. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, obviously, as it says here, single crochet increase, so single crochet and then a increase in the next chain, 2 single crochets in the same chain, and then another 2 single crochets. Sorry, not single crochet increase. Wait, did I just do that wrong? No, I didn't, sorry. I was thinking 2 single crochets. So it's single crochet increase, single crochet increase. Here. You should end with a single crochet. And a single crochet here. Okay, so now you should have something that looks like this. And you should have 7 stitches. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Sorry about that, I had to plug in my phone. Okay, so now that we have done that, I'm going to go into the next chain and we're doing single crochet increase. So this pattern all the way around. So doing a single crochet in the first chain. The next chain we're doing another single crochet. The next chain we're doing a increase. Another 2 single crochets. And then an increase in the next one. Then another single crochet in the last chain. Okay, take the C-clip and reclaim to the bends on your hook. Go into the next chain and we're going to start doing some spots. So in this first one, I'm going to be using white, and we're now doing 2 single crochets increase all the way around. So I'm going to start off by, no, sorry, I'm not going to do a slip stitch, I keep doing that. So first one, so, okay, let me just slow down for a sec. So we're doing 2 single crochets and then an increase. So I've just done my first single crochet. I'm going to do another one in white, so second single crochet, and then we're doing a increase in the next one, which I'm doing with grey. Okay, then we're doing another 2 single crochets, single crochet, single crochet, and then we're doing an increase, but I'm going to do the increase in white. And then finish the rest up with just single crochets. No, sorry, the next 2 stitches is a single. And the last chain, sorry, is an increase. Okay. Cute, looking cute. Okay, so I'm now going to reclaim the C-clip back onto the bounce on my hook, and you should now have 9, no, so we had 9 stitches before, sorry, I forgot to give you the band count, but it's right there. Now we should have 12 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we're going to go on the first chain, and I'm going to do a single crochet around all the way around. Not a single crochet around all the way around, but we're only using grey. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. So we're only using grey this round. But if you're not doing any colour changes, of course, don't even care about what I'm saying right now. Cool. Okay, so next round, row 3. We're doing single crochet increase again. So single crochet, single crochet. Okay, and then an increase. I lied about not doing any white. I can't make my mind up. Okay, and now we're going to do an increase of white. And then just do the rest in grey, and it's going to be obviously the pattern of single crochet, increase, single crochet, single crochet, and then an increase, again, single crochet, single crochet. I've done something wrong. Okay, so I'm just going to really fix up this round off camera. You should have 16 stitches in this round, so it's again just single crochet increase until you meet the C-clip, and it's an increase in the last chain. So I'm just going to quickly finish this up off camera because I accidentally made a mistake over here. Okay, make sure you have 16 stitches at the end of this round. So now we are going to be doing 2 single crochets. So we're doing the same thing we just did last time, but this time I'm only doing it with grey. So 2 single crochets and then an increase. Okay, and then an increase. Two single crochets. And then an increase. Two single crochets. Increase. Two single crochets. And the last chain should be an increase. Okay, so we have a top and we have a bottom. This is kind of how the face is turning out. Those are not the eyes, those are just spots. Okay, so now reclaim the band, C-clip to the band's new hook. And now I'm going to do the next row. So we should currently have, I think it's 15 stitches, not 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, it's 16. Sorry. Go by the pattern. It is 16 stitches. Okay? And now we're going to be doing decrease, decrease, single crochet rest. Okay? So this will be the bottom of the head. Yeah. That's not quite... Oh, I see. Okay. So I have a way that I prefer it, but I'm just going to go by the pattern. So, alright, so we're going to do decrease, decrease, single crochet. So we're going to start our 2 first stitches are going to be decrease, and then the next 2 chains are together as well. Okay. Now we do single crochet for the rest. And I'm going to add in a spot here. I'm going to do a spot at the top. Doesn't really matter where you add spots, you just add them wherever you want and wherever you want. Okay, and one more. And then here. One more grey, sorry. And now about here, I'm doing just a single white. And then continue on. So that is how we should be looking at the moment. That is very cute, I like it. So it's just kind of spots wherever you want them. And the reason why we're doing decreasing at the bottom is because this will be the bottom of the head, okay? And this will be the top of the head. And you want to make sure that the head on the bottom is being cinched in so it looks a little bit more realistic. Or, well, cute and have a bit more of a shape. Okay? That was just a single crochet round with a couple decreases at the start, as I showed. Okay. now you can go on to the next row. Now we're doing the first stitch is a decrease, like so. So the first stitch is decrease. You can just kind of pop in the little bump that it makes. It's pretty easy. Okay, so that's the decrease at the bottom, and then the rest of them is also just another single crochet all the way to the end. Okay, and I don't think I'm going to add any spots this round. Doesn't really need any this round. I only wanted a couple on the head, not too many. Besides, it's a pretty small head. And with the nose, what we did at the start with the increasing and decreasing, well, there was no decreasing at the start, but it made the nose kind of tilt up a bit more, which is cute. Ow, I just hit my nail back. Just make sure yeah, okay. So now we're single crocheting to the end. Okay, so that's kind of like the little head looking thing. Now we're going to add all of the details to the face. Forgot where I put the horn. Oh, it's next to me. Okay, sorry. So that is what it should look like from the side now. Just get that out of the way. Sorry if the tripod or anything moves throughout the recording. I'm still not very used to this camera setup. I will get used to it in time. But yeah, so that's the little head. And now we can, if you trust the C-clip, of course, keep it in there like that, or you can also just do a slip knot next to it. And now, as it says on here, we should also have 13 stitches, and there was 14 stitches last row. So, add eyes. So now we can add the eyes. Where did they go? Here they are. So, as I said at the start, you'll be needing your 8mm sized eyes, and I can't find the backing. Oh, it's on the floor. Sorry about that. That was already there before I picked up on the floor. Okay, so I'm going to use some scissors to cut the backs of my backings, of my safety eyes. It just makes it a lot easier to put it on in the back so I don't hurt myself putting it on. So what I do is I grab just a pair of scissors and cut multiple little slits in the eye backing. Be careful when you do this that you don't cut yourself. It definitely makes it a lot easier to get them on, but if of course you're giving this to a baby, you want to make sure, well, actually don't even give this to a baby. That'd be not good because it could come apart, and yeah, I'm not even going to go into depth, but if you do this for anything like wool or something with the safety eyes in the back, don't cut slits into them because they may come off a little bit easier. So now you want to figure out where you want your eyes, so you need to figure out with the fact that we did the decreases here, so you should see it cinched in at the back here, and then it's a little wider up the top. So this will be your front, and I'm going to put my eyes right here and about right here. And make sure the nose isn't crooked. It's really annoying me. Don't do that. Okay. And the eyes are not quite even, so I think I might put them a little higher. Oh, no. No, I'm just confusing myself. I'm just going to grab my other one to get the eye placement. So, here's the eye placement on this one. Definitely not accurate, but it is like one up higher. I think I might just put them in there. You don't want there to be too much head, and it's not quite, yeah, about there, and there. Woo. So make sure you're happy with the eye placements, and then of course you just put the backings in. I think this one would look cuter with 9mm sized eyes, but I don't have any of those left. So I think this will do, they're even, and I'm just gonna put the backs on. And you wanna do the eyes first before anything else. I realized that the tripod's way too far forward. Oh. And you want to put the eyes on. Just one click should do. Make sure that they're on nicely. Okay. Now we can attach the horn and the ears. So, I won't be attaching a horn today, but I will show you how to. So, if you did a slip knot, just carefully untie it. And you want to put one side on here, and the other side on the other side of your finger. And we should have a center point in the head here, which is about right here with these two loops. Grab those two loops. Get that out of the way. Grab those two loops, pull through, and then slip knot nice and tight. So make it super tight, and that should be dead straight in the middle. Okay, I won't be adding mine on, so I'm taking it off, but that is how you attach a horn. And just tighten it and then pull the slip knot to the back. Okay. So, now, as it says here, so add eyes, 8mm sized, and then add ears. So, you should have made ears like this. Adding a horn is a lot easier to get the eyes centered, so I might keep the horn on for a sec. I find it a lot easier to put on the ears straight and even with a horn on, so I'm just gonna keep it on for a sec. Alright, horn is on. Now, you grab in here. So this way, so we're gonna go into so if you have a horn on, you go into the area where the slip knot is coming out of, and you wanna grab this side of the loop so that it's facing the way that it's the way you want it to, I guess. If you want it facing that way, that's completely up to you. You wanna grab that one in here. Okay, then you want to grab through the one above the eye here and then pull through to the back. And that is how you attach ear. So pull that through in the back, slip through one another. Now obviously that's not enough to keep it. Let me just quickly fix up this. It's what I didn't want to happen. Give me 1 second. Okay. So now on the inside, we have this loop, and we just kind of go into the inside, go into two of these loops here. Grab a band, pull through all, slip knot, and tighten. And that is how you attach one of the ears. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. So I go through the one where the horn is coming out of, pull that one in, and then the one above the eye right here. So then it becomes even, and I really like how even the ears turn out in this design. Yes, and they're nice and sturdy too. So on the side here, figure out where we want it, about here-ish. Get out the way, C-clip. So just go through these loops on the inside. Make sure you're not going through a full-on stitch, just the back loop things. Pull through all and slip knot nice and tight. And that is how you attach the ears. And then you just leave those in the head and they'll be covered up with the fabric fill. So now you can just play around with the ears, and they're nice and even. I love how the ears always turn out with the unicorn, because they're really even on this one too. And I'm always get bad luck when attaching ears. So yeah, now you can take the horn off if you're not using a horn, but that's just kind of like a little stitch marker for me at the moment. But of course, if you're doing a unicorn and not a horse, keep the horn on. But yeah, so that's a little head with the ears attached, and that is everything that you need to attach for the face at the moment. Add horn optional, can attach at end or don't put at all. Okay, so that's all the details on the horn. Sorry about the garbage truck. Okay, and now row 7, we're doing single crochet decrease all the way around. Okay, so go in. We're doing a decreasing round, so grab some more bands if you need them. So we're doing a single crochet in the first chain, and obviously push the back of the little lump in. There was no really way I could fix that unless I did a decreasing that round, but I didn't really do that. I don't know, but that's just how it's going to be. So it's very cute. Alright, so it's single crochet and then a decrease is what we're doing at the moment. You should have 9 stitches at the end of this round. Single crochet, decrease. I think I missed a stitch. Did I miss a stitch? No. You don't want to miss a stitch at this point. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet, then a decrease, and then finish up with a single crochet, like so. Take the C-clip off, and then go to the next chain over and just slip knot it, because I don't trust the C-clip with stuffing. We're now going to stuff, so I'm just going to grab that fabric that's on my desk. Sorry about that. Okay, so you want to grab just a little bit, you won't be needing very much, and stuff the head. Just so it's nice and full, but you don't even want that much. You don't want it to look chubby or anything. This is just to give it purely a little bit of filling, so it's not gonna sink in or anything. You don't want to put anything in the nose. Okay. Then stuff it. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. Jeez, okay. Okay, so as much stuffing as you'd like. I recommend not stuffing it too much, of course. It kind of looks like a pig at the moment. No, it doesn't. Okay. So. Sorry, okay. Now, take the, obviously, slip knot off. Put the stuffing away. Now we are going to do decrease all until closed, not last stitch. Sorry, that means not, so slip knot the last stitch, sorry, slip knot the last stitch. That's meant to have a K in the start of that, but okay. Cool, and then you should have 4 stitches to 0 stitches. Put that pattern away now. So, just decreasing all now. You won't be needing a C-clip for this part. Doesn't want to work with me right now, does it? Okay. Come on. There we go. And the last decrease. Nice and tight. Now you should have a little pointy outy bit. We can fix that. Go into the body. Grab the slip knot. Sorry, not the body, the head. Try that again. Sorry. Okay, and then didn't mean that to happen. Whoops. And you can just push that into the head with a toothpick. Toothpicks are always handy. Okay, that is a little head. Looks a little different in darker bands, but it's the exact same head. It looks the exact same. Okay, so now we have our head and we have our little legs. Now we can begin on the body and then attach everything together, do the mane and the tail, and we're done. So let's grab the body pattern. Alright, so let's begin on the body. So you want to grab your head and we can start. So I'm stuffing on my hook. Oops. Okay, so we're looking at the front of the head and we want to see where we want the head to begin. So I think I might start about here. Okay, and as it says here, start row and head, look at tutorial for reference. So this is where you would look for the tutorial for a reference. And we're gonna row 1, single crochet round of 9 stitches. So single crochet round all the way around the head of 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 9th stitch goes about here. Okay, so that is the row for the neck, but I'm gonna change this part here. It's a little weird. And it's about here. Okay, so that's the neck for you. Just squish up the head a bit. Sorry, a little fiddly with the head at the moment. Alright, so now you can grab your C-clip. We should have 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're gonna go into the first chain and we're just doing a single crochet round. All the way around. Garbage truck again. And that single crochet round is so that you can figure out if that's a good placement for the neck, which I think it's pretty good. Okay. And now we are doing 2 single crochets and then an increase. But yeah, let's just do that. It's 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then an increase. Another 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then an increase. One, 2, and then the last chain is an increase. Okay, take the C-clip, put it onto the bends on your hook, and now you can kind of spread out the stitches a bit, give them a bit of pulling out, getting the shape right, like so. Looks a little strange right now, but it should shape up in the end. That's just how the nose is. I don't really know why it's to the side, but it's to the side on this one as well, but that I can't realize it because it's white. But yeah, that's just how it's going to be. And I don't really like how the magic ring looks all the way in the front. Kind of looks strange, but yeah, okay. So now we are doing, so right now we should have 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we're doing 3 single crochets and an increase. So 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. Again, 1, 2, 3, increase, oh, I forgot to do the spots. Okay, I'll continue them on 1, 2, and 3. So sorry about forgetting to do the spots. I shall start doing them now. It's not too late. And then the last chain is going to be an increase. Okay, so now we're doing row 5 to row 8, 4 single crochet rounds of, yeah, single crochet rounds. Now, in those single crochet rounds, I'm going to do them all off camera, but in those single crochet rounds, you just need to add whatever spots you'd like, so you can do 2 rows of spot colors wherever you like, and make them bigger and smaller, and then 1 row of just grey, then 1 row of spots, 1 row of spots, and then grey. So make sure you're going in that pattern. But I'll be doing all the single crochet rounds off camera. I'll do my spots as well. I might even take apart one of these rows to do a spot up here, it depends, which I probably won't because it doesn't really need it in that area anyways. Alright, I'll do that now, and I will come back once I have done my 4 rows of single crochet. Alright, so I have now finished my 4 rows of single crochet. Here's what it looks like. I decided not to take, I'll just leave a note in the corner when it comes to editing that you want to do spots around this area. And also I did cut my finger, so that's why I've now got a band-aid if anyone was wondering. Okay, so that is what we're looking like so far. Very cute. And we are almost finished the body, and then we all need to do is attach the legs and do the mane, and then we will be done. So let's get on to the next row. So we are up to row 9. It is single crochet, decrease. So this row we are starting to decrease, and as you can tell, I did do my spots throughout the rest of the body spontaneously around the body, as I said in the last clip, to just do it whenever you'd like to have a spot, and then the next row put another one on top of that one, and so on. But yes, so now we're going to start decreasing. So single crochet in the first one, and then I'm just going to bring a couple bands to the front here. Single crochet in the second one, and then we're doing a decrease. So grab a white, and I'm doing, because I did a white here, wherever you do a white, you put a decreasing wherever you want to do white. So I'm putting a decrease here with white. Now I'm doing another 2 single crochets. I moved the tripod, sorry about that. And 2, and then another decrease, which I'm also going to do the second decrease in a white. The hook tends to get caught in the band-aid, so I'm just going to try and avoid using my finger. So we're doing that until we reach the end. Decrease. I'm going to do this one in grey. And then finish up with single crochet, decrease. But my stitches have gone wrong somewhere. So you should have 16 stitches. I must have had 15 stitches by accident. So just finished off with the decrease. And if you have 15 stitches like me, just do a single in the last chain. It won't really make much of a difference if you're 1 stitch or 1 stitch more. So that's why I didn't really bother to check and fix it. But yeah, the nose looks really crooked, but I hope that looks better with the mane. Guess we will see. So reclaim your C-clip onto the band that's on your hook, and now we can move on to the next row. The next row is single crochet decrease all the way around. And then that, I forgot to say stuff on here. Single crochet, and then a decrease. So this row is fully grey because I've done 2 rows with white. Single crochet, decrease. I won't be doing any more white throughout the body. May not even, actually we don't need any more white throughout the rest of it. Technically it would be better if you didn't do single crochet decrease here, so it wouldn't make the bottom as rounded, but I prefer it this way. So if you don't want your bottom as rounded, then I would definitely recommend doing just decreasing until stuffed without single crochet decreasing. So we're slowly decreasing here. So there's many ways you could decrease. White, oh, sorry. This was a single and then we're ending in a decrease. I have to keep adjusting the camera, sorry. Okay, now let's stuff the body. And now it's falling. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna grab some stuffing behind me. I never have stuffing on me. Geez, there's lots of hair on it. We don't want that. Alright. So you won't be needing too much stuffing. Obviously just enough to fill it so it's not sunk in. So grab your stuffing. I'm just going to quickly readjust the camera. I don't think that did anything, but I tried. So just stuff with whatever you're stuffing with. Would have been easier if we stuffed the row before, but I prefer to stuff when it's a smaller hole, so then you don't have as much to do, I guess, as much to stitch at the end, so you don't get as much stuffing in your stitches. But it's completely up to you whenever you stuff. There's also hair on this one as well. That's gross. Stuffing just attracts hair. It's gross. Okay, I think that is pretty decently stuffed. Now we are decreasing all until stuffed. So, whoa, let me just, I'll just use. Alright, so decrease all until completely closed. And then tie off. Sorry if there is rub in my nails. Didn't have time to clean those out. Really sorry about that. This has been a 2-day filming for me because I had a couple things on yesterday. Grab the slip knot and pull into the body. Make sure you pull it down so then it flattens the bum out, like so. And then you have almost finished. A couple things to do. Obviously, pull this one back in through the body. You can also just use a toothpick to pull it in if that is what's needed. And if any stuffing comes out, obviously use a toothpick. Just need to grab mine out. That's the body and the head done. Now we can attach all of the legs, which you should have prepared already. And then we got the mane to do, and we're done. So, how to attach the legs. I will show you how to do one of them. So, one for above here and one for down the bottom. So, and then I'll do the rest off camera. Okay, so we're going to start off at the neck here, and we have a middle one right here. So we're going to skip that middle one. And we're going to tilt the head backwards and go into the stitch here, near the neck. Take this one. Now you have 2 legs. One, you want to, so the first slip knot that you did before you did the second one, you want that one facing the middle. And trust me, it does make a difference. So this one is the first slip knot that I did, so that one goes to the middle. And then this one was the first slip knot that I did, that one also goes to the middle. So make sure that's how you attach them, otherwise one will look kind of off. So we're going to pull this one, the first slip knot that you made before you did the second one to attach. And we're going to go from here to the back. So we pull it through that stitch. Really hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'll zoom you in a bit. That one through there. And then we want to go to the next stitch over that's in the neck, right here. We want to also grab that one and pull through, like so. Okay, now, it will do its own thing, we will fix it later. Go into this stitch down below here, and grab another grey band and slip knot that together. So pull through everything, slip knot, and then just pull that into the body. Whoa, tripod fell. Sorry. It's probably gonna happen a bit. Forgive me for that. I think it's because the phone is off-centered. Okay. Alright, so that is one leg. We will attach it with a slip knot at the bottom and the end. And now, oh jeez, I can't have that happen all the time. Let me just fix up the camera set. Okay, I hope we are good now. Cool. Alright, so now that we have that, we want to do the other side. So make sure it's the right way. Coolio. So here, we're going to go to the same thing. So we're going to skip the middle one. And about here. so that they're basically just in the middle, and I really don't want the tripod to fall over again. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Should stay now. So we want to do it the same way that we did the other way, so it's not crooked. So I'm going to take this one. Sorry, I forgot I was really zoomed in. Just go through here, take the first one, pull it through, so you can turn it around this way so it's a little bit easier. And then as we did with the other one, go to the next stitch over, and then pull. The tripod's falling again. Jeez. I need to figure that out. Forgot what I was doing. Okay, there we go. Pull through. Got a bit of stuffing, but that's okay. That is fixable. Okay, and then do exactly as we did before. Go to the stitch underneath, right here, and then slip knot that together. That did not work. Okay, let me just do that again. It's a bit hard to do on camera. Constantly want to pull it out of the frame. Doesn't want to work today. Okay, there we go. And tighten. Coolio. Now we have two legs attached. Looks pretty funny now, but it will fix. Now you can pull the slip knots in to the body. Just get rid of the stuffing. Toothpicks really do come in handy. So that's how that will look. Kind of pinned down, and then now we're going to do the legs from the side, and the head looks really tilted up. I'm not quite sure why that is. The other one did the same thing as well. Okay, now we can attach the behind legs. I attached both of them off camera. Whoops, that's alright. Okay, now figure out the placement that you want. I'm going to do the exact same thing we did with the other side, with the other legs, with these ones. So I'll do one of them on camera because I completely forgot that I was only doing one on camera. So turn it this way, make sure it's positioned where you want it, so it's just touching each other. Then you can attach. So I usually attach from top to bottom, just my preference. That one, and that one, and pull through, and that is another leg attached. Now, go into just a bottom stitch, and then do as we did with the other ones, pull through and slip knot. Cool. Now it looks pretty funky, I know. We will attach all legs together with slip knots. Slip knots definitely do come in handy. Okay, and now even it out with the other side, roughly about there. Yeah, about there. And we want to start from top to bottom. Make sure you do that. Otherwise there'll be opposites, and we don't want opposites right now. Sorry if I was off camera then. Okay, pull that one through that one. Cool. That looks decent? I don't know. So, I'll finish this one off camera, and I will see you when I do that. Alright, so now it looks pretty funky, and now we're going to attach all the legs together. This one didn't want to cooperate with me, but we're just going to fix it with some slip knots. So, hook, where are you? There you are. Okay, so on the side of this one, we want to have a look what it looks like in a sitting position, obviously. And this is completely optional if you prefer your legs just to be free range like this. Up to you really. But I like mine in a sitting position. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to bring this one up to that leg. Wherever it kind of meets, I'm going to go through that. And then this one meets this one. Okay. Then grab a black band. Sorry, I don't have my black. Or whatever colour your hooves are. And pull through both. And slip knot together. Very simple. And then they stay there. Nice and secure. And then same thing for the other side. Wherever they meet up, which for me is this stitch. And make sure it's exactly where you want it. That stitch. Go back. Okay, there we go. So not it. Now, they look better. A little bit dysfunctional, but that's okay. Okay, well, looks kind of weird, but I hope the mane fixes it. Now, obviously, you don't really know where to pull this through, so you just want to pull it through one of the legs. And it should hide in there. You don't want to pull it into the body, of course, because then that'll just make the legs do something very strange. And that's not what we want. Through here. Pull down nice and tight. And it should just kind of sink back in itself. If not, you can just poke it in there or come back in through the stitch and then pull it through a bit more and it should work. Okay, we're looking cute now. The nose is definitely something else, but it's cute nonetheless, but just gonna pull out this ear a bit more so it flops down like the other one. Okay, now let's do the mane. It should be pretty easy to do the mane, and obviously I don't really have a band count for the mane, so you have to figure that one out. I'm gonna fix up this leg in the back because it's definitely off-centered. So I'll do that off camera and I'll come back with my bands and then we can start the mane. Okay, now it's looking a little bit more cute because I've fixed up the back legs. They're looking a bit better now. And now I'm going to show you how to do the mane. So I didn't prepare my bands, whoops. I'm just going to really quickly do that. So I'm not saying that that's the amount of bands that you'll be needing. Of course, it is a small mane, but just in case, I have the rest of my pack out. And that wasn't a full pack to begin with, so. Alright, so to start this off, obviously because I'm doing a horse, if you have a horn, it will be different. You do the mane just along here and then go down, but I'm going to start my mane in these two here. So I'm going to start off right here in this chain, grab a band, pull through, and chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, chain 5, and 6. Now, see where that will go. You don't want it to be too short, you want it to be able to touch the body, so I'm going to do a couple more. It's completely up to you how long you want to do the mane. And then the last stitch, you want to do as a slip knot. So, just like so. And then it is completely up to you if you'd like to cut these little ends off. It'd be more safe to keep them on, but if you're going to cut them off, make sure that it is super tight. And then after you make sure it's super tight, cut through the middle. Grab the two ends. This is optional if you want it to be extra secure so they don't come apart, because I did find that it comes apart if you don't do this. Grab the two and then just tie a regular knot and just do a double knot on top of the slip knot. So then it has a little bit more extra holding, I guess. And then after you do a double knot, you can just cut the ends off. Make sure it's super tight. And then grab your scissors and cut them as short or as long as you'd like. Or you don't even need to cut them at all. Okay, now I'm going to do the same size, length on the other side here. And this is completely up to you. Wherever you want to put a main piece, put a main piece. It's not got any pattern to it, and it doesn't have any length size. So that's why I don't really have a band count for it, because it depends on whatever you want to make the main look like. It's just a bunch of single chains through the loops. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, try to even them out a bit with the layers. If you want to do layers, what I normally do is I do from smaller to bigger, and then once I get to about half the head, I just keep that amount of length and go down with a couple more rows. I'd recommend doing it all the way down to the neck so that you don't have any blank spots, but that takes more bands. So if you don't want as many bands in this, all you gotta do is obviously just do it halfway and then make the strands a bit longer so that they cover up the blank space. So how many did I do this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th was the slipknot. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now the 8th slipknot. As I did with the other ones, make sure it's super tight. Slip down the middle, tie together. Does that even tie? No, it didn't even tie. Okay, that's all right. And one more. This is a bit too tricky for you. You can always just snip it off from the slipknot. It should be okay if you don't do them too short. Okay, so those are the front pieces. Basically, you can also put them at the front, which is what I like to do, even though they don't want to all the time. So you can have those at the front and then you can do the rest in the back, or they also look really cute just up ways. So you can give it a little mohawk, you can do whatever you want. You can just do one down the middle, you can do a bunch throughout the whole head, you can do a couple here if you want. And then I will show you how to do the tail, which is the exact same thing as the mane. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the tail now, and then I'll do all the mane off camera, and then I'll do the outro. So for the tail, so say I've already done the mane, and for the mane, as I explained, I usually do, you can do as large a row as you want, depends on how many bands that you have, but I do rows of 3 along, and then at the bottom I do rows of 4. So when I get to about halfway, I think I do more rows of 4, and then at the bottom I do a row of 3, and then keep the same length as you get to the middle. It shouldn't take too long, but it does take a little bit of time to do, so it'd be a good idea to listen to a bit of music or watch a TV show you've been watching lately to pass the time, but it should be pretty okay. If the bands are doing what mine are doing, like going diagonal ways, all you gotta do is if there might be one that's a bit twisted, so you just gotta untwist it slightly if you can. Just twist it the other way or the other way. See if it'll untwist. Or if the bands are twisted together in the actual loop, just, as I said, untwist it. And if you need to, the only way to untwist it sometimes is to go back through the loop. But yeah, and that should tame them a bit. I recommend doing longer strands than you think you would, because it always ends up being shorter than it looks when you have it stretched out on your hook. So yeah, that's just a tip. Now, for the tail, it is basically the same thing. I'm just going to tell you the placements. My legs are a little strange in the back. I couldn't really figure it out, but yeah, so here is not where you want to do the tail. You don't want to do it at the bottom here. It'll only go out that way. What you want to do is at the back here, you have a stitch. Mine's in white, but just somewhere in the back, a little higher up than you think you would need. And you can do as long of a tail as you like, and you will do a bunch of them at the bottom. not heaps, but just enough to make it a thick tail. So 1, 2, 3, I might do a thing of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then on that 8th one, slip knot it. Okay. That's one piece of the tail, and then you just got to do this around a little 4. So I do one underneath, again another 8. You can also do it in layers if that's what you want. I'm going to do this one with 7, and the 7th one being the slip knot. Slip knot. Alright, so you can do that a couple times, and of course slip knot it, and that's how you do the main. And now you can do another 2 on the sides here, or you can do basically like an increase in one of them, so you can do one whole chain with it, and then you can go back into that same chain and do another whole chain if that's how thick you want it. For now, I'm just going to keep it like that and then finish it off. I'm going to finish mine off, and then I will be done. So I'll finish mine off right now off camera. I hope what I explained is good enough. It'll just take too long to record. Alright, I'll see you then. Alright, so the main's looking a little crazy right now, so I've got to tame it. But we'll get used to it. At the moment it's a bit cray-cray. And hopefully it'll, yeah, it's always kind of wild unless you hold it down. I don't know, but may have been too much hair that I added. But here's the back. It's very pretty. I like this type of mane. It looks kind of strange from the front, so I might have to tie it up or something. But the back, now, the tail seems to just kind of go wherever it wants, and you don't really want 4 different tails. So you want to bunch it up together, grab a single band, put it around your 3 fingers, and then just wrap it around as if you would if you were using a hair tie in your hair. And just wrap it around as many times as you'd like, and that just stops it from being separate pieces. And it's all one now. So yeah, that's how you do the tail. And then the mane. Now, how to tame this. Now, you can either do this, grab it all together, hold these 2 front pieces out, and just put one single band around the whole mane, and that will make it stick out a bit more, like so. And that kind of tames it from going out wild. But you can really just kind of play around with it, see what you like. But other than that, that is the mini unicorn complete. So now I have a unicorn, and I also have just a regular horse, which I really like the colours of this one. And I might have to take apart some of the hair because it's a little cray-cray, but at the moment it's cray-cray. I just hope it'll fix. But yeah, this one's got more of an afro type of mane, which kind of settles in a bit more. But that is how you do the mini unicorn. They're the exact same patterns, and they came out the exact same, just obviously different colours. And the nose doesn't seem to want to cooperate either, but that's just same with this one as well. And yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you did, make sure to smash the like button, and if you would like to see more from me, click the notification bell after you click the subscribe button. It would really help me out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.